Hey, I am Short. What's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite albums. And yeah, today I'm going to do an album review on the latest Kid Cudi album, Man on the Moon 3, The Chosen. So, Kid Cudi is one of the most beloved rappers in the rap industry right now. He is really well known and he has been rapping for quite some time now. Of course, he started off with Man on the Moon 1, which is very critically acclaimed, beloved by all his fans, and I've heard it and it's pretty damn good, especially that one track where he collaborated with MGMT out of everyone, and that track actually turned out pretty well. And then he followed that up with Man on the Moon 2, which is a little blander, a little bit more boring, but still not that bad. And then his career kind of went downhill with Indie and also the very infamous and notorious Speeding Bullet to Heaven, where he sort of ventures into a bit of a grunge rock path with some of the most redundant vocal performances that are just so drags and sloppy, and then the guitars and the drums are so basic, so boring. It's actually torturous on this album. In fact, this album is one of the worst albums of the decade, in my opinion, of the 2010s. And he also followed that up with another album which wasn't that great, even though it's already a huge improvement upon Speeding Bullet. And then, surprisingly, he collaborated with Kanye West on a 23-minute long quality over quantity mini record, Kids See Ghosts, where it's incredibly vibrant and colorful, and it turned out really, really well, even though, in my opinion, that album is not perfect either. And now he is finally back with the third installment in his Man of the Moon trilogy. Yeah. It's no surprise that Kid Cudi would be aiming for a more modern, updated sound on this album by incorporating trap beats. And a lot of the tracks here are actually very, very Travis Scott esque. You know, the psychedelic rap, the faint, spacey ad libs in the background, uh, dreamy, cloudy trap beat, you know the drill. But in this album, he doesn't just follow completely in Travis Scott's footsteps. He sort of has his own spin on some of the musical styles he's trying to get into as well. Though I wouldn't say the album started off strongly. We have the intro track, Beautiful Trip, which is just okay. So that kind of sets the stage for the album. The second track, Tequila Shots, has a really lackluster hook that isn't backed up by any instrumentals. And the instrumentals themselves are rich and spacey, but not special enough to catch my attention or anything. The second track, Another Day, is kind of stagnant. It is very derivative of, again, Travis Scott, and the super low pitched vocals throughout the entire track is kind of monotone and a little boring, in my opinion. However, the album picks up the pace with She Knows This, which is pretty much a banger. Yeah, the bass is loud. We get these sticky guitars, and he also, again, he does his own spin on this psych rap thing with these cool beat transitions and very sinister vocal lines that makes this track stand out from the rest of the track list. The track Dive afterwards is a bit of a cerebral, spacey trap rap track, and as much as I like the uppity vibe of the track and also Cudi's vocals, I think this track is still kind of generic. Though, once again, Cudi comes back with Damaged, which is one of the highlights of the record for me. The fast flows in the verses are just okay, but it's the bassy beat, the spacey atmospheric bed of synths in the background supporting these bassy beats, and then the very catchy chorus that is soothing yet dreary and melancholic that really makes this track pop out. The track Heaven on Earth is a bit of a hard trap rap banger, very grimy, eerie arpeggios, pretty much what you would expect. I mean, it's 2020, it's December of 2020. So grimy, eerie trap rap banger does not faze me anymore. Anyways, we have the track Show Out, which is also a grimy trap rap banger with more of a UK drill beat. But what really makes this track pop out is it's really warpy and sort of distorted beats that's just very disorienting, plus the very fantastic features from both Skepta and Pop Smoke. Of course, Cudi himself sounds very energetic and alive on this track as well, which is amazing. Solo Dolo Part 3 is a Kanye-esque moody tight art rap track with glossy 80 synths and galactic chords. Also a very nice catchy chorus in the middle of the track, which is really nice. And the track Sad People is almost like an extension of that track with more urban beats, smoother synths. But the hi-hats are mixed really loud and the vocals are still rather plain. However, the album sort of dives into a bit of a nosedive with Elsie's Baby Boy Flashback, where the instrumentals start off with these guitars, which sounds like they came out of House of the Rising Sun, and then the rest of the track instrumentally is really redundant, and the singing from Kid Cudi is very mediocre and bland in my opinion. The next track, September 16th, is this reverby, really washed out, really just drenched in echoes, kind of, oh my god, please calm down, okay? Yeah, this track, this track is where Kid Cudi sort of infuses a bit of alt rock into the trap rap itself, and not rather successfully. It's dreamy, I like that vibe, but overall it's super plain and a little bland. The next track, The Void, however, is a very uplifting and catchy track about the abyss, which is kind of unexpected, but sure. The vocals are loud and expressive, and the synth outro is fantastic. The next track, Lovin' Me, is where Kid Cudi collaborates with Phoebe Bridgers, out of everyone. And they actually work out together. The chemistry is there. It is present. And similarly to the last track, this track is more about pulling someone out of the void, out of the darkness. Having someone who loves you and cares about you pull you out. Oh my god. What is... Of course. Every time I have to film a review, someone has to throw a goddamn party out of my bedroom. But I'll continue. We get these distant guitars and a very faint beat, which really fits Kid Cudi's style. The track The Pale Moonlight is a little bit paler in comparison with other tracks on the album, but I actually kind of enjoy it still. It's a hard trap rap track, and what really steals the show is of course Kid Cudi's humming. He's a hummer. I'll tell you that. He's a hummer. You know, ever since the Kid See Ghost came out, and everyone was like, oh my god, Kid Cudi is great at humming, and he certainly hums back on this track with a vengeance. And the instrumentals are also somewhat driving, which is really nice. And then we have two very dud tracks. Rockstar Knights feature Trippie Redd, and Trippie Redd sounds really bland. And also the chorus is kind of off key, not really all that great. And the track For Da Kids is just so repetitive and tedious, and melodically it's just such a dud. But thankfully the album ended off really strongly with Lord I Know, with one of my favorite beats on the entire album, which is really cool, icy, bouncy. The vocals are bolder, and there's a nice instrumental swell at the end. So while there are still tracks on this thing that I find kind of plain, kind of boring, but honestly, I'm proud of Kid Cudi for going such a long way back. And this album is not bad at all. I am saying my favorite track here is probably She Knows This, or actually the last track. And my least favorite is Elsie's Baby Boy Flashback. I'm giving Kid Cudi's Man on the Moon 3, The Chosen, a strong 6 to a light 7 out of 10. So, Have you listened to the latest Kid Cudi album? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like, and subscribe to me if you want more. And thanks for watching. I will be reviewing one Taiwanese album, one Singaporean album very soon, and then Taylor Swift. And also, apparently, the Avalanches just released their latest album on the same day as this Kid Cudi album and Taylor Swift's new album. So I guess I just have to review them all. Yeah, there you go. Damn, I'm so tired.